Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at AVAX. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Okay, so let's talk about the moves within AVAX. I am looking at this in a couple of ways, so it'll depend on how this reacts as to which way is the more likely option. So basically within the structure, we can look at this potentially as a triangle in here, in which case this would have been an A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, and an E wave into this low point. And this could then actually be looking to break to the upside for one last push and complete this fifth wave. If this is the case, this would be a very short fifth wave and would sort of it would tie in with the fact of the triangle. Sometimes we get a longer extension out of these, or we get a short burst to the upside. So this is one of the possibilities that I'm currently looking at. And the reason why this is very interesting is a couple of reasons. So if we have a look at this move to the upside from here, and I can get it on here, basically we can see that this is very close to this 0.618 line, which is a 22 cent, and that is a typical fifth wave if we measure from the 1 all the way to the 3 and then look for this zone, so and down to the bottom of the fourth. Effectively this 618 area is a very interesting zone. So we're just below it, and another push to the upside would actually tie in with this option. The fifth wave target that we have here is slightly higher. It's this 22.24 to this 22.93. But this would be interesting to see how we react around this $22 area. If we do actually reject off of here and start to push down deeper and start to break some of these lows, then this would be the this would be the preferred count then. But basically, if we do find support here and carry on to push up, then one of the other counts will be playing out. So we're going to go over those. If this is correct, what we'd be expecting is basically from this, we'd be expecting pretty sharp rejection to the downside, and then potentially looking to come down into this range here of this green box. It's 1538 to this 1237. And that would then be looking at this as a completed move, and then potentially still looking for that potential of either this being a 1, 2, or alternatively, if we're looking for the bearish possibility, this would then become an A and a B, and then we'd look for one more push to the upside. So the other thing that's interesting about this, if I come out here onto the daily, is where we're currently sitting is right in that golden pocket, this 22.41 to this 21.17. So that's of this fifth wave move here. So it is possible that this could actually look to turn around here and face a rejection and look to reject down here and look for that support again. So it'll be interesting to see whether we actually get this play out or whether we get this continuation to the upside. So we're going to keep an eye on that option as well. So basically, if we're looking for upside, we have two ways we can do it this. Basically, because I'm still looking at that expanding diagonal, or that diagonal potential, effectively what we could do is still look at this as a corrective structure. And basically what that would be looking at is something like this. So I don't really like this count that much, but it is still possible. So we can argue that from here we have a 5-wave move into this high point, and then we could have this as a connector wave. So this could either be a triangle connector wave like we had it, or potentially we can read it slightly different, where we just have this as a zigzag connection in here, and then potentially we can count this differently. Basically what we'd be looking for then is this is a 5-wave move, this is a flat for a correction, and then that would be a 1, 2, and then we'd effectively be still looking for these waves to play out. So it is possible that this move could have completed in here, this green wave, and this third wave is actually here, and that we're actually looking to form this fourth, but for the most part there wasn't really a correction as big as this wave 2. So this is starting to look like it, and if we do start to move up from this point, then effectively I would be looking at this potential that we could have a final push up here to this 22.91 and this 22.20. So this is where the main difference comes in. Within this count, we'd be looking for an additional fourth and a fifth within this, and looking for this structure to be extending to the upside. So if this is the case, potentially this has the ability to, if we're looking at it as an AB with this as a B wave here, we have the ability to move up to this 27.25 as at a 1-to-1. And then some of these green lines are other important price points along that way. So the minimum requirement of this C wave is this 21.98. So if we look at this as a triangle, if we do push up one more time, that would actually meet the criteria of a minimum C wave. So even if we look at this as a triangle, it's potentially putting us in that zone. So we need to just bear that in mind. With this structure though, however, we'd be looking at additional waves here. So like I said, the difference is if we manage to find support again in this 2069 to this 1959 or 1950 rather, then we could actually look to push up one more time for a fifth wave within the structure. Well, it would be another fifth wave within this sequence. So this would effectively have another 1, 2, 3 pushes to the upside. However, these would become invalidated by crossing the lines indicated here, which would be, let's do this rather. So crossing down back below these red line areas, this 1880 and this 1845 would actually invalidate this. So basically what we need to see is I am anticipating this green fifth wave here. If we find support again, then it's possible that we have this extension where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this fifth wave here would look to target up this zone here of this 24.30 to this 23.23. So I'm going to just drop this in here. I'll just throw a box on this for now. And then we can move on to this. And then this would effectively indicate that we have further extension here. And effectively what we'd be looking for is an additional fourth wave down and another push to the upside. So if there's any extensions within this, it'll change the target areas slightly. But it is possible that we could look for this structure to play out where we come back and we tested this previous fourth zone again, and then we look to actually push up for another 5-wave move, which could look to take us towards the top of this rejection box area and effectively put us up here at this 24.80 to this 26.44. So there is potential that we could see this extension play out like this, and we have this 5-wave move. That would also put us quite close to this 1-to-1 of this C wave. So if we do manage to keep finding support here and keep climbing, this would be an interesting zone. The top end of this rejection box here is the 26.43, so that would be a 786 retracement. And then, like I said, if we do push up, this 25.11 is actually within this box area as well. So there's a little bit of confluence in this zone. We'll have to see exactly how it happens, but it is possible that we could face a rejection in that zone. So I'm going to just turn that off for a second. I just need to do this. Let's turn that off for 1 second. Now, the other way we can look at this is still as a 5-wave move. The only problem I have with looking at it, the 5-wave move, is that we'd have to look at this 5th wave as extending out here. Where this is a 1, 2, all of this is a 3rd here. This is a 4th, like we said. And then pretty much looking for the same thing, except having this as a 5-wave move instead of an ABC. So the only real difference, the main difference between how we would view these differently is that after this 5-wave move, what we would be looking for is a move back to the downside and looking for that secondary 5-wave move. If we just have an ABC here, then it's possible that we could actually just break down and take this low. So it'll be important to see how we react off the back of this. If we manage to find support down here in the once we've completed, we'll be able to get a zone that's more accurate. But just roughly, if we move into this box, this 1605 to this 1262, then effectively we could look for this continuation to the upside. However, should we actually lose this zone and lose this low point of this 1055, then we would have to say that that was a completed move as a ABC. And actually what we're looking for then is, if I come in here and I turn on this diagonal, we're looking for this potential to form this diagonal shape to the downside as a wedge pattern, looking to actually break deeper within this pattern. So, you know, there is this possibility still. This only invalidates by moving up past this 3089. So if we do get a move up past that, then we can then we'll have to say that either this is a flat correction or we've actually completed into this low, though I can't really see it within the structure. It doesn't have a clear diagonal or anything within here. It's not a clean impulse, so I'd still be looking at this potentially as a corrective pattern where at the end of this 5-wave move we still break down. So that's another potential, is if we do have this as a 5-wave move here and we fail to find that support, we could look at this as a flat and then we just have another 5th wave to the downside. So it all sort of hinges on what happens off the back of this move, so just be careful with that, everybody. So I'm going to come back down here, turn this off for a second. I just thought that it was important we understand why we're looking at this as a potential 5-wave move. So the difference here, once again, is that we'd be looking for that push up with these additional 4th waves. This zone is a little bit lower than where we are, and the 1-to-1 would actually bring us into this box area. If I throw this onto here, we can see that 1-to-1 brings us down to this 1988 zone. So that could be a zone where we look to actually target out. And this is an A, a B, and a C to the downside. So this is something that we just need to bear in mind. We could actually push down deeper into this box and then push up, but we have actually met the minimum requirement. This is just the lower zone. This is the 382 and the 0.5. Basically, that is the zone that we are looking for this 4th wave. If we fail to break down deeper, though, we have met the minimum requirement because we've actually come past this 236 zone already. So it's possible that we could actually look to just push up from this point. However, it is also possible we get one more leg up here and we drop back down a little bit more. If we do push up, target areas are much the same, this 2283 to this 2218. And then we'd be looking for a continuation to make sure that we find the support again, and then in this previous 4th wave area, and then again basically with this green wave here. So these are the support zones that we have here. If we fail to hold these areas, then we'd have to recalculate the structure, and basically within this, if we lose the high point here of 1845, and well, this one's pretty much aligned as well. If we actually break down past these high points, it would invalidate, and then basically if we move down past this 1652, it would invalidate this green 5-wave move as well, and we'd have to look at this as completed into there and then a different structure forming. And like I said, we'd either have to look at this as a 5-wave move with a triangle, or potentially just an ABC with a minimum requirement met. But I am expecting this final push up here for this red box area, so we'll have to see if that comes in or not, but that is my most likely scenario at this point. I do think we have that enough in this to push up one more time here, and then it's basically whether we get these additional legs. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. We'll update you as we have more information, but I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and leave us some feedback below. We're always happy to hear from you guys. I always want to know what's your thoughts in the market. Do you think we have a bottom in here and this is the beginning of a new trend, or do you think that we have lower to go? Always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Also in the description below, there's some links for Prime XBT and BYBIT. Both great exchanges. We use both of them on a regular basis. If you use the affiliate link, it helps support the channel, so we do appreciate it. If you don't have an account, why not sign up with the link? You also get a bonus if you deposit a certain amount within there. The information is within the websites. Okay, we'll leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.